So I didn't find this setup file after extracted. Did you extract it in some folder? Okay, we'll see. Okay, fine. We'll see after finishing the query. It will be there in some C or D folder. So just check, or you can just simply search it in the on desktop also. Okay. So first, this is experiment number 7. The aim is to understand static analysis (SAST) process and learn to integrate Jenkins SAS to SonarQube slash GitLab. Okay, so here in today's practical or advanced DevOps, we are basically going to focus on SonarQube. Now, from this aim, which term is very familiar to all of you? Just look at the aim of the experiment, and which term is familiar to all of you. Can you just tell me which term is familiar? Other than SonarQube and SAST, Jenkins. Yes, then what is Jenkins? What is Jenkins? No need of definition. Whatever you know, it's a tool, it's a technology, it's a language. What it is exactly? Jenkins. It's a tool. Okay. Now, apart from Jenkins, which terms are there in the experiment? Which terms are familiar? See, so many terms are there. You can pick up anything. It's simply a general question. Have you ever heard this term static? Static term. Static means not changing. Exactly. Then have you ever heard the term called as the analysis? What is the meaning of analysis? When you say you are analyzing something or your software is analyzing something, means what is exactly doing? Getting more information about the data, correct, and that too in the proper manner, right, in the sequenced manner, in the proper structure way. Okay, so that is called as the analysis. So now we are going to see in detail how static analysis is related to Jenkins and SonarQube, and what is the full form of SAST. Okay, so we'll go to the first one. Now you will see the headline: static code analysis. Now, what we are going to do is, just to understand the term from their headline, we are going to divide the term. Now, you can see there are three words. One is static, second one is code, and third one is analysis. Now, we are going to learn each term one by one from the back side. Okay. First word is analysis. So, as Vinod said, analysis is nothing but getting more information about the data. Now, can you just tell me, just simply by looking at this headline, we are getting information about what we are getting information? Just looking at the headline, static code analysis. So, we are simply getting information, but about which data? About the code. Yes. So, how will you come to know that? Because code word is mentioned over here. So, this is the term of analysis. Next one. What is the meaning of code? When some commerce or some non-IT student or person ask you what is code, so how are you going to explain the term, the definition of code to them? Because we IT person, we IT people, we know the exact technical definition, right? But what is a simpler way to say what is code? What is code? commands. Data to run the program. Yes, correct. What else? Data to run the program, commands, instructions. Yes, correct. And it also consists the lines of instruction. It's not like a one line code is there. There may be a program where you can have a multiple lines of code. you know Understood? So now we know that the basic term, code and analysis. Now what is the meaning of static? What is the meaning of static? You must have heard this term in science, like static and dynamic. So what is the meaning of static? Not changing. Yes, correct. Constant. Correct. And dynamic means it's keep on changing. Okay. So now map all these basic concepts with this term. Static means not changing, coding means command, and analyzing means what? Getting more information about the coding. So static code analysis means what? Without simply running your program, you will come to know that which errors are there into your program. That is called as a static code analysis. For example, 1 plus 1 is equal to 2. Okay. Now we human know that 1 plus 1 is equal to 2. Correct? So this is the correct answer. So when we run the program, you will get the correct answer. You will get the correct output as 2. Okay. But suppose if I type 0 minus 1 is equal to 0, like that, or forget about that, 0 minus 1, if I type like this, 0 minus 1, will computer understand this 0 minus 1 meaning? Will computer understand this command 0 minus 1? No, right? As a human person, whenever you see the code, you will come to know that array 0 minus 1 is equal to 0 only. Okay, but the computer will not understand that thing. Okay, so for that, what will happen? Whenever you click on compile button, your code, okay, or your program will give you error. He will say that 0 minus 1 is an incorrect expression, please correct it, like that. Then what you will do, you will correct it once again. You will correct it into 1 minus 0, and after that your program will give you the correct output, right? So that compilation, that listing out the errors after compiling the program, that comes under the dynamic code analysis. Whereas in static code analysis means what? Before running the program, you will come to know that which error or which bugs are there into your code. Understood this static code analysis term? Yes or no? You can type yes or no in the chat box. I'll show you the definition. Once you read it, you will come to know it very easily. You simply read these two lines, these 2 points. Repeat. Okay, you just simply read these 2 points and then later I'll again repeat it. Done? Understood? Done with it is there on internet. You just type simply Sonar Cube download on the Google, and then on the first click on the first site. It will give you link. You just simply click on it to download. Okay, so understood static code analysis. What is static code analysis? Any doubt in it? Shall I go to the next slide? Shall I go to the next slide, or do you want some more time to read this static code analysis? You can type yes or no in the chat box. Next slide. Okay. Now, the next one is SonarQube. Not the developer, the free one, the free version you are supposed to install. I think your CR gave you message some 2 days back, right? Okay, so we'll start with the SonarQube. So what exactly SonarQube is? It's a static testing open source tool that is developed by SonarSource for continuous inspection of code quality. So what is the meaning of code quality? What is the meaning of code quality? Anyone? What is the meaning of code quality? You must have heard this term software quality assurance in your software engineering subject, right? So now simply map that software quality to the code quality. Replace software with the code and tell me what is code quality, what do you understand by it? Yes, you can give your answers in the chat box. What is code quality? Usefulness and maintainability of the code. Okay. If suppose if I say that the code quality of my project is very bad, then what it means exactly? If I say that the code quality of my project is very bad, then what it exactly means? And will my code quality affect my product?
It's take more storage, I think.
Okay, correct. And one, you know this saying, hard to scale and maintain. Yes, correct. Yes. So whenever I say that code quality is bad, means what it's hard to scale or maintain, or there are so many errors, so many bugs are there. Okay. My next question is: will my code quality affect my product or affect my project? Will my code quality in long term? Yes. Yes. Correct. So that's why code quality plays an important factor. Okay. So suppose if you make a product, okay, you can't simply straight away deliver to your client, right? Before that, there is called as a testing. Software testing is there. So what you do is you simply test each and every part. You make sure that every part is working properly, every function is working properly, and then only you simply process it to the next level. Okay. So for that, we have a tool called as a Sonar Cube. So simply this they do the static testing. So static testing means what? Before running the code, before pressing the compiler button to your code, they simply check whether the bugs or errors are there in your existing code or not. As you can see over here, see they perform the automatic detection of static analysis of code to detect bug, code smells, security vulnerabilities for 25 plus programming language. Okay. Now the SAST, SAST, the full form of SAST is nothing but Static Application Security Testing. So here, please note down somewhere in Viva, external may ask you what is the full form of Static Application Security Testing, and in that, what is the meaning of static testing? What is the meaning of static testing? So there you can give the answer of this explanation: static code analysis, static testing. What is exactly? Okay, so please note it down somewhere. The full form of SAST. Then what is the meaning of static? And SonarQube is which tool? It's a static testing tool, or it is also called as a code quality tool. The one line I have simply message in the chat box: code quality tool. So suppose in Viva, if we ask you, tell me the code quality tool that you have used in your experiments. So don't get confused. Code quality tool is nothing but a SonarQube only. Okay, done. Now see the second point. They offer the reports on duplicated code, coding standard, unit test, code coverage, code complexity, comments, bug, security vulnerability. Okay, so they not only simply tell you that some error is there. Okay, they will give you the whole and sole information about your coding. Like, is there any duplicate code is there? Then coding standards, unit test is required, code coverage, complexity, and etc. Okay, in short, each and every details they give you in the form of report. So understood what SonarQube is? Just simply read the lines once again and note down the questions also somewhere in the notepad or in the notebook. Just simply note down the questions. Done? Shall I go to the next slide? Do you want some more time to read the SonarQube definition, or shall I go to the next slide?
Ma'am, wait a minute.
Okay, okay, for sure. Just simply message in the chat box, okay? And note down the important points also. Even though I'll share it on the ERP, but make a good habit of writing down the points on the notebook or in the notepad. So I'll go to the next slide. Next one is called as a sonar scanner. So if you remember, I told you to simply download two things. First one is Sonar Cube, second one is Sonar Scanner. So what is Cube? It was a tool. And what is Sonar Scanner? It's a separate client type application that connects to the Cube. What it does, this simply helps to run the project analysis and they send a result to Sonar Cube server. So in Viva again, the external may ask you, what is the difference between Sonar Cube and Sonar Scanner? So your answer should be Sonar Cube is a server, Sonar Scanner is a client type application and it's a separate client type application. Okay, they just simply help server to run the project analysis and send result to the queue.
And can you repeat this
Okay, okay.
answer?
Ha. See here, Sonar Cube is what? It's a tool, open source tool, okay? And they simply give you the code quality, perform automatic detection, etc. Now the next one is called as a sonar scanner. So what is sonar scanner is, if you see first line, it's a separate client type application. Okay. So what it does exactly here, it will run the project analysis and send the result to the Sonar Cube server. That's it. That is the main task of Sonar Scanner. Run the project analysis and send that results to the Sonar Cube. Now see the second point. Sonar Scanner handle most programming languages except the two, C Sharp and Visual Basic. Apart from this, Sonar Scanner handle all the languages. Okay, that is supported by the Sonar Cube. So in Viva, external may ask you only one question related to this is, what is the difference between Sonar Scanner and Sonar Cube? Understood? Please read this Sonar Scanner points. Done with the Sonar Scanner. Yes, okay. So now we'll see some technical terms which are related to Sonar Cube and Sonar Scanner. Okay. So first one is quality gate. So what quality gate is? Uh, okay, fine. See what happen is when we give exam, let's consider our academic level. Suppose in first year, if you have some 5 KTs, okay. So is it considered as a pass or is it considered as a fail status for your result? When you have a 5 KTs, so is it considered as a pass or is it considered as a fail?
Fail.
Fail, correct? So from which point or from which metrics you are saying that, because we are considering the parameter of KT. If you have 0 KT, then the student will consider as a pass. If you have 2, 3 or 1 KT, then the student will consider as a fail. Okay. Similarly, this term quality gate is nothing but a collection of various metrics of the project, and those metrics define pass or fail criteria of the project. Understood this quality gate? collection of various metrics of the project, and those define the pass or fail criteria of the project. Okay, so here in quality gate, default or custom. Now, what is the meaning of default and custom rule? In general, what is the meaning of default rule and what is the meaning of custom rule? It's an in general definition I want of default and custom. Custom is self-declared. Yes, correct. And what is the meaning of default? Default, you can say that the settings or rules which are system declared. Yes, correct. Settings or rules that are already predefined by the systems and you do not want to simply change them. Okay. Whereas custom is self declare is what it will change according to your requirement, according to user requirement. So similarly here in quality gate, only two types are there. One is default and second one is custom. That's it. Now next one is reliability or bugs. So what it shows that error or bugs in the code. Next one, security or vulnerabilities. So security bugs or vulnerabilities detection. They simply detect the security bugs and vulnerability. Maintainability slash code smell is nothing but a bad smell in the code. Now, what is the meaning of code smell? Have you heard this term, code smell? Because reliability, bugs, vulnerability, security, you must have heard, right? And you must have known this term. What is the meaning of code smell? Is it bug? Or have you heard this term code smell? No? Okay. So have you don't have okay, fine. Let's take one example, basic example we'll see. Uh See, code smell is what? For example, you are simply walking on the road, okay, and you just simply saw one food stall, and the food from the outer appearance it looks good, okay, but when you just simply go closer to that food, you can smell something bad, okay, or you may smell something bad. So, will you eat that food even though the outer appearance of that food is good, but just because of the smell is bad, will you eat that food? No, correct? Even though the food is edible, okay, even though the food is edible, but we will not eat that food. Why? Because after that we have to face some disease with some stomach pain will be there or headache will be there. Okay, so similarly map that concept with the code smell. Now what code smell is? The code smell, first of all, it is not a bug. The code, or whatever you have the code, okay, it will work, okay, it may be a well documented also, but the smell term indicate that you that it will be a harder to maintain than another approach. Means for example, you have 5 lines of code, it is working properly in my laptop. Okay, suppose one of my friend want to taste my code in his or her laptop, I will mail that code to him. That code will not work properly in his or her laptop. Again he have to change something. Okay, whenever, so again he will pass that code to another person, it will not again work properly in that laptop, it will give some error, something like that. So that is called as a code smell. Because here what is happening in the code smell, everyone is busy in simply correcting the 5 lines or few lines of code. Okay, so that is why this is called as a term as a code smell. The code will look good, okay, the code may work, it may be well documented also, but it will not maintain the another approach, it is harder to maintain the another approach. Understood the code smell terms? Just simply try to understand this. I know these all terms are new to you, just simply try to understand it. Okay, the next one is coverage of unit and integration test cases. Okay, have you heard this unit and integration test cases in software engineering? You must have learned this term, no? Unit test cases, integration test cases. Do you know unit or integration test cases? Have you heard this term in software engineering? Yes or no? You can type yes or no in the chat box. It's okay if you don't heard it.
I'm not remember.
You don't remember, okay. Have you heard test cases, right? I think in last lecture we saw how test cases criteria, pass and fail criteria, expected output. Yes, test cases. Okay, fine. Unit test cases and integration test cases means what? Suppose you have a module, okay, we have a big module. Inside the big module, 100 small applications are there, okay. So suppose I want to test the 100 applications. Which one is better, testing the 100 applications separately or testing the whole unit at the one time? Which two scenarios is better? Which one scenario, sorry, the unit test cases, okay. Yes. So that unit is nothing but the a big module which consists a lots of small application. So here what they are saying that coverage of unit slash integration test cases. It means that suppose if you are testing a whole unit, you should so every application which is there in the unit should be tested properly. You should not skip or you should not miss any application inside the whole unit. Okay, that is why here they are saying coverage of unit test cases. Okay, so it can be a 90% coverage, it can be 100%, it can be 80%, and based on that parameters the user will define whether to pass the project or fail the project. Okay, suppose 80% uh, unit test cases are there. Okay, 80% coverage is there in one unit case, and 50% coverage is there in the another unit case. So which project or which unit will consider as a pass and which one will consider as a fail according to you? Two units are there, unit test cases are there. One is covering 80%, another one is covering 50%. So which parameter, based on which parameter I should say this unit test case is pass and this unit test case is fail? Should I repeat my question once again? Okay. Okay, see. First thing, unit test case means what? Module A is there, okay, and they have 100. Just wait a minute, I'm typing. They have 100 short application. Okay. So when I say I'm going to perform a unit test case, means what I'm going to do, I'm going to simply apply the test cases on the whole module A. Okay. First scenario is when I apply the test cases on the whole module A, only 80% of module A was covered. Okay. While the second scenario is when I apply the test cases second time, so 50% of module A was covered. Okay. So now from among these two scenario, which one is considered as a uh, pass project and which one is considered as a failure project? Which one is considered as a pass and which one is considered as a failure project? Test cases means what? You are testing more and more
Ma'am,
applications.
in
Ha.
second one we can take an average and that will be the, I think, solution.
But right now I'm just simply giving you two parameter, pass or fail. Okay. Ha, correct. You
Second
can,
one will be pass.
okay, you say that second one will be pass. Okay. The two students are saying 80% is pass, 50% is fail. Sandeep, can you just again recollect what test cases is and just again give me answer? Coverage means what, how, which area or up to which you are trying to cover your module. That is called as a coverage. So 80% is passed because I'm simply trying to cover the 80% of module of application or module A. मतलब 80% जो भी उनका रहेगा आई एम डूइंग दैट टेस्ट केसेस एंड 50% ही अपने दूसरे इसमें टेस्ट केसेस किया है. So based on that coverage, 80% will be pass and 50% will be full. Correct. Now the 80% and 50 is correct answer. Okay, understood. Now in company, there will be no two parameters like pass and fail nahi rahega. That will be a pass, then average, then again correction, detection, something like that, and the failure will be the last one. Okay, but simply understood the criteria. Okay, and it varies according to the company's requirement, according to the client requirement. Now next one is duplications, size, language and complexity. So duplication means what? How many duplicated lines of code, functions, block or files are there? Size means what? The lines of code, comments slash classes, files on code. Language, which programming language is there for the respective project, and complexities, how that project is difficult, how much is difficult to understand. ओके, बिकॉज इट इज नॉट नेसेसरी कि जो हम लोग का क्लाइंट रहता है ही और शी और वट एवर द कंपनीज फ्रॉम द IT background. There are some companies where they simply take product from the IT people, but the company itself is not from the IT background. Okay, so for that the complexity parameter comes. Okay, so how much it is difficult for them to understand a simple product like that. Okay, so simply just try to remember these technical terms, and if you have any doubt, please let me know. Now, in Viva, he will not ask you the exact definition of it, but yes, he will ask you like, can you tell me the terms related to the Sonar Cube? By looking at the dashboard, I'll show you on the dashboard also. You will get come to know that these terms are there. You will see these terms. So just simply read it. Done. So theory part is over. So shall I move to the next one where your practical parts come? Yes, okay. So, but before that, do you have any doubt related to Sonar Cube? I know the terms are new to you, but at least what is it? Is it a technology tool and which tool is there? Difference between Sonar Cube and Sonar Scanner? What is static code analysis? Have you understood the basic terms? Have you understood the basic terms? Yes, okay, good. Now I'll go to the next one. Yeah, the projects means what with the help of SonarQube you can perform this project, and Maven, Gradle, Node.js, and Python projects. Okay, so with the help of SonarQube. Now the prerequisites. First one, do you have Java 1.11 or higher version? You just simply type yes, yes. Okay, so I'll go to the next one. Next one, SonarQube. Have you installed SonarQube and Sonar Scanner? Have you installed SonarQube and Sonar Scanner? Why yet to install? Because SonarQube almost took some 30 to 40 minutes.
Ma'am, we downloaded the Sonar Cube file, so it is a zip file, and then
Yeah, it is a
after
zip file. Yeah, it is a zip file. Yeah.
extracting the zip file, there is no .exe file to install. The
Ah,
rest
no,
of the
no, no.
code does.
Yeah, no, no, it's okay, it's okay. But have you installed the zip file?
Yes, ma'am, that is done.
Then it's okay. Then it's okay.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Huh?
Ma'am, Java only the 11 or 1.11 version will work because I've been trying for the past half an hour. It's not
Okay.
working with any other version. And in
It's
the
not working
documents
for the
also,
higher version.
no, only the 11 version is supported.
Okay, okay, okay. So do you have 11 version in your laptop, right?
I just now installed it.
Okay, okay. Because what I saw on the internet, no, they said that 1.11 is there, plus higher version. You have it. Can you please upgrade it to 11 version? Because even 8 is not also working with the SonarQube. I'll simply show you how to set the path and variable. Okay, because in today's practical, we are just simply going to set up everything. And then in the next practical, we are going to perform. Okay. So in meanwhile, you can simply download the 11 or update your 8 version to Java.
Ma'am, can you provide the link for Sonar Scanner?
Okay, just wait a minute. We have pasted one link. When you open the link, you will get some Linux 64-bit, Windows 64-bit version of it. So please click on Windows 64-bit.
Ma'am, after extracting both the file, I got two file folder.
It's okay, it's okay. We are supposed to set the path, and then after that, I'll show you how to start the Sonar. Some few requirements are there. We need to simply set the path and put it on it like that. See, once you open this link, please click on 64-bit, Windows 64-bit. Those who are using Mac, they can click on Mac OS 64-bit. And suppose if you want to run it, if you want to see in the Linux after this practical, then again you can click on the Linux 64-bit also. I think that Sonar Scanner will take some 5 minutes. Just let me know once you finish with downloading the Sonar Scanner. In Sonar Scanner also zip file will be there. So please extract it into some C drive or in D drive as per your convenience. Shall I go to the next one, next part? We just need to set the path for Sonar Scanner and SonarQube. Yes, okay. Wait, okay, fine. We'll wait. See, those who have we'll wait for you guys. But those who have finished, please open System Properties. Or if you don't know, you can simply type View Advanced System Settings in the search box on a laptop and click on Open button. See this one. You can simply search View Advanced System Setting and click on Open button. Here you will get this screen, System Properties, first screen. This is for the one who have finished with the.
Ma'am, can you repeat?
Okay. See, on the laptop, on the left hand side, at the bottom, type here to search. Okay. So in that, simply type View Advanced System Setting. See, I typed it in the chat box. You can copy that. Actually, it is there in the control panel, but you can simply type it over there. After that, you just click on OK button, open button. So you will get this screen, system properties.
Yes, ma'am, got it.
Got it? Okay. Yes? Okay. So now there is no need to take a screenshot for system properties. We'll take a screenshot for the environment variable. Now, see here on the system property page, at the bottom, there is a button called as the environment variable. So please click on it. After clicking on the environment variable, you will get this screen. Whereas user variable for my name is there and system variable. So are you getting this screen? Yes or no? Yes. Okay. Now here what you have to do is, first of all, have you extracted your zip file, both SonarQube and Sonar Scanner, into one folder, into drive, C drive or D drive or E drive? Yes, done. Okay. So we are simply setting the path. Okay. Now here click on new button. After that, they will ask you for the variable and value. What you have to do is first enter SonarQube. Give name as SonarQube, and inside the value, please copy the path of the SonarQube and paste it over here like this.
Then we have to open the folder and then take the path, no?
Yes, exactly. Open the folder and simply take the path up to this version like this. Don't add bin. You can refer this path, and variable, please type SonarQube. After that, click on OK button, and again click on new button. Follow the same step for Sonar Scanner. This one. Okay, please repeat. For which step? For SonarQube or for Sonar Scanner? Cube one, okay. Shall I share my screen? I'll stop showing this one. Just wait a minute. I'll share the entire screen. I think it is visible, right? I'll just show you. See over here, click on environment variable. Now I've already set a path, SonarQube. So for the new one, you have to click on new button. Here, just simply type SonarQube like this. And for the variable value, you have to give the path. So now I'll show you. Just wait a minute. The path, my path is in the C drive. Okay. So here, C drive. See, this is my folder, C drive. Okay, I'll open it. And I'll take this part. No, the previous one, okay. This one. Copy. And you can see over here, this one. I've already pasted it over here. Same you have to do it for the sonar scanner. Copy it and paste it over here, sonar scanner and for sonar cube. Done? You can type in the chat box. Just repeat the same process. See, for sonar scanner, my sonar scanner is in download. See, this is my sonar scanner. I'll copy and paste it over here. Done? Okay. So are you getting this sonar cube and sonar scanner system variable? Have you set the path? Only one student is saying yes. What about the other?
Yes, ma'am, done.
Yes. So if those who have finished, no, please take a screenshot and highlight this path. Sonar cube and sonar scanner. So it is a proof that we have successfully installed it and we have successfully set the path. So please highlight it first. Done? Then we're taking the screenshot. Yes, okay. Now see, if in the system variable, just simply scroll down up. Hi, repeat it. Okay. See here in the same system variable. What screenshot? See this one. Sonar cube and sonar scanner. The path which you have just set, you have just simply take a screenshot of it and highlight this two variable name. Okay. Now just simply scroll a little bit up. Here there is a variable called as a path. Are you getting this variable path? Yes, okay. So click on it and after that click on edit button. Just simply do one click and then click on edit button. You will get a list of the paths that which you have set for the previous one. Like here I have set it for the Git, Qt, Docker, Java, Oracle, something like that. Are you getting this screen? Edit environment variable.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, okay. Which edit, ma'am? Okay, see this one. Rupesh, see here if you scroll up a little bit in system variable, you will see a variable called as a path. Okay, so please select it and then click on edit button, which is there at the bottom. After that, you will get this list of edit environment variable. Are you getting this list? Okay. Now what we have to do is here we have to again set the path till bin folder. So if you notice over here, I've already browsed a path till bin for Sonar Cube also and for Sonar Scanner also. So how to do that? On the right hand side, if you see, there are some buttons: new, edit, browse, delete, everything. Okay. So please click on browse button and check whether where is your Sonar Cube. So my Sonar Cube is in C drive. Go here in C drive. I'll check Sonar Cube. Yes, I got it. So over here, now I'll click on bin. Okay, so simply click on bin. Make sure folder name bin is over here, and then after that, click on OK button. So see, Sonar Cube. You will see Sonar Cube over here.
Ma'am, we have to take any screenshot.
First, again, you have to set a path for Sonar Scanner, then take a screenshot of it. Same do it for Sonar Scanner. I'll delete this thing because I've already created a Sonar Cube. Okay. I'll do it for Sonar Scanner. Check where is your Sonar Scanner. In Sonar Scanner also, bin folder is there. So click on it. Okay. You will see Sonar Scanner is over here. So once you, yeah, for latest version of JDK also, follow the same path for JDK. It is common, right? When you install Java, no, you have to set the path. Otherwise, it will not work properly. So those who have not finished, no, it's okay. Those who are not finished, you can do it now also. The same way you did it for Sonar Cube and Sonar Scanner. You can first here put the variable name. So wait a minute, I'll show you. See, Java. See over here, Java home. Can you see? First set the variable with the value.
Ma'am,
Huh?
ma'am, we have to compulsorily install 11 version.
Yes,
Java.
because it supports the Sonar Cube. That's why. It's okay if you don't install right now. No, it's okay. You just simply check the screenshot and check the process. So in the next lecture, just simply install it so that we can perform the Jenkins part. The next.
Ma'am, I have 11.0.12, ma'am. That will be okay for that.
It's okay. See, even I also have same thing. No, 11.0.12. See this one. It's working. So those who have installed it JDK, 1.11 version, please set the path using this one, the way you did it for Sonar Cube and Sonar Scanner. After setting the Java home variable, again click on path, click on edit button, and you can see over here, see, I've already set the path, bin. Up to bin, we have to edit the environment variable. Done. So those are finished with setting the Sonar Cube, Sonar Scanner and JDK bin. Please take a screenshot of this edit environment variable and highlight your path. See why I'm telling you to take a screenshot? No, because there are chances, so it may happen like while performing practicals in the exam, due to some error, your experiment, you will not be able to perform the experiment fully. Okay. But so that at that point you can tell to your external that yes, we have successfully installed we have successfully performed this practical and this is my proof. So that's why I'm telling you to take a screenshot and highlight those points, because it may be possible that in Viva or in practical some of the experiments may fail due to some error. Okay, so that's why please try to take a screenshot and highlight the points. So I'll stop sharing this one. I'll show you the PPT. Okay, so is it visible to all of you? Yes, okay. So done. Shall I go to the next one? Now few slides are there, only 2, 3, I think 2, 3 slides are there. Then it's finished. Shall I go to the next slide? Yes or no? You can type in the yes. Okay, fine. Good. Now here. So what you have to do is, once every path and everything is done, settled, open SonarQube folder. Inside that, you will see bin, config, and library. Some folders are there. Inside that, open conf, that is config folder. You will get these two files, Sonar property and wrapper. Open SonarQube folder. Inside that, open config folder. Inside it, you will get these two files, sonar.properties and wrapper file. So are you getting this file? Configuration file? Yes, correct. So please open this configuration file. It will look like this. Sorry. It will look like this. Yes, correct. Now if you notice in your notepad, wrapper.java.command is equal to Java. Only Java is there, I guess. Okay. Java word is there, right? Correct. There is no path. So right now what you have to do is you have to set the path. Whatever the path of Java, you have to simply type that path with backward slash, this one. So my Java is there in C, program files, Java, JDK, bin, Java, like this. So please copy your path of Java and at the end put backslash and then type Java. Again, I'm repeating. Delete the Java word from this second line. Copy the path of Java which is there in your laptop. In my laptop, it is there in C drive, program files, like that. So set the path till bin, okay? And at the end, put this backslash and type Java. And then click on save button. Already I have said. See, not this one, the second one. If it is already there, then it's well and good. But if it is not there, then please simply set it. I can't view this file. See, Rupesh, here, open SonarQube folder. Then config, open config. Inside that, wrapper is there. You simply double click on it. It will open in the notepad. Or open with notepad when your friend is saying that. Done? Okay, so please take a screenshot of that wrapper file, that configuration file, and highlight your path. So it shows that we have successfully set the path. And what it's showing? Text editor, notepad plus plus, like, or WordPad is there. No, it's okay, see. Shubham, see, in wrapper part to Java, this, so beside this, below this line, there is one more command will be there, wrapper.java.command. See, like this. So here you have to set the path. And Rupesh, you please open SonarQube folder first. Done? Okay. Use another text editor. Okay. So wrapper in here, wrapper.java.command is equal to Java, right? So better edit that simply delete that Java button and type your path. This one, this path. Copy your Java path till bin, and at the end type backslash and Java. Yes, what about the others? Are you finished with typing this path, setting the path? Done, and done with taking screenshot, right? Okay. Now we'll go to the next one. Now again click on the SonarQube folder, or you can simply come back in SonarQube folder. Here click on bin folder. Inside that you will get 4 folders are there: Linux, Windows, and some 2-3 more folders are there. Inside it, please click on Windows x86 64 folder. You will get batch file. One file folder is there and 3 batch files are there. So are you getting this one?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, okay. So here you will see
Ma'am, can you
start.
repeat the path
Which one?
from this Windows folder?
Okay, okay. First open SonarQube folder, I think, which is already there, right? Okay, so here
Yes.
in SonarQube folder there is a one folder, bin is there. So click on bin folder. Inside the bin, Windows x86 64 is there, folder will
Yes,
be
ma'am.
there.
Got it. Thank you.
Got it? No, okay.
Thank you.
Now here your external may ask you why Windows, why not Linux one? So what is your answer? What will be your answer? Why did you click on Windows x86? Why not on the Linux one? Using Windows.
Because we are using Windows.
Exactly, exactly. See, I think I know like these questions may sound silly, but in practical, no, the silly questions also matter, because since this subject, this technology is very new to all of you, so it's very important to know each and every part thoroughly. Basic things. Once you know the basic things, no, after that you can do anything with these DevOps and advanced DevOps applications. Okay. Now here start sonar is there. So please double click on it. Double click on start sonar. You will get such a files, not a file you can say. In CMD you will get JVM is running, something like that. Will open to one command file.
Ma'am, it's showing press any key to continue.
What they are saying?
Press any key to continue.
Can you just press any key? Is it working or is it failed?
Ma'am, it's failed.
So if your friend is saying run as an administration. For Rupesh it is working. Okay. It's okay. Waiting for Elasticsearch to be up and running. It will take some few minutes. At the end, you will get this message. Process is up and SonarQube is up. So are you getting this message at the end of the line? Yes, yes. SonarQube is up. Correct. Terminate the batch job. No, no. Click on press.
Ma'am,
Huh?
ma'am, I'm getting another message. Ma'am, it is saying JVM could not start.
Jim, have you set the path
Yes,
correctly?
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Because the Java version is there. Just wait a minute. Terminate batch job. Just type no. Those who are getting this, simply take a screenshot of it, and just wait a minute. I've also set one more part. I'm sharing my screen once again. Acha, Anurag, can you do one thing here? Again, open that edit environment, and in system variable, add Java option. This one, underscore capital Java underscore option, and give the same value.
Ma'am, I just checked. I think my JDK version needs to be updated, so I'll do that and try.
Okay. If it is not working, no, just simply add this path also, variable and value. This one, Java
Okay.
option and XMS. Okay. You can take a screenshot or just simply take a pic of it.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, so we'll move forward. So those who have finished Sonar Cube and process is up. Are you getting this message, right? So please take a screenshot. Done. Sandeep, are you getting the same message? Done. Okay.
I'm getting the something output, but I'm not sure it's same or not.
Acha, can you just again set the path variable? This one, just wait a minute, I'll copy it. Go to edit system variable, give variable name as this one, and put this value, and then try it. Then again double click on the start sonar and then try it. See this one. In system variable, put this variable and value, click on OK button, close that tab, and then again click on start sonar button. And make sure Sonar Cube is already installed in your laptop. If it is not installed, then it will not work. Okay, so now what you have to do is open a new tab in Google and type localhost. Just wait a minute. Colon 9000. Just simply type localhost colon 9000 and wait for a few minutes. It will take you to the login SonarCube page. See why 9000? Because SonarCube work on 9000 port. 9002 port range. Done? Are you getting this screen? Login into SonarCube. Yes. So here the by default password and username is admin. So by default admin and username is password. Oh, sorry. Username and password is admin. So please type and take a screenshot also. Log into SonarCube. Done. What about the others? Are you getting this login to SonarCube page? Those who got SonarCube up message like that. So those.
I'm logged inside, but I didn't take the screenshot. So
Okay,
can I borrow it
it's okay.
later?
You can take this screenshot. This one also. This page. If you are getting this page, no, you can take a screenshot of it. It's okay. After logged it into admin, they may ask you to update your password. So update it. Click on update button. It will take you to this page, SonarCube. Just let me know if you are getting this SonarCube page or not.
And we have to take a screenshot of or update the password.
No, don't take a screenshot. It's okay. I just simply show you for more understanding. It's okay. You can take a screenshot of this one. Highlight the sonar cube. Yes. Done. So here, one question in Viva external may ask you, sonar cube run on which port? So your answer should be, if you notice over here, just wait a minute. See over here, if you notice, 9000 port is there. Okay, so sonar cube run on 9000 port, and the range is 9000 to 9002. 002. This is the range for sonar cube. Can anybody tell me what is the range for Jenkins? For Jenkins, what is the range? Port range for Jenkins? 8080, yes, and 8081 also. Okay, there is not actually exact port, but 8080, 8081 mostly it works on it. Done. So now
Ma'am,
last step,
9000 and what?
9000 to 9002.
Okay, ma'am.
See this one. Okay, so now last is Sonar Cube scanner for Jenkins. So please open Jenkins account in the new tab. Click on Manage Jenkins, and inside the available, type Sonar Cube scanner. Since I've already installed, that's why it is showing under the install tab. But if in the available, you will see Sonar Cube scanner for Jenkins. Type it and click on install button. But I'm waiting only. I'm just telling you the process. The last two steps are there. After opening Jenkins, see on the left hand side, Manage Jenkins is there. Manage Jenkins button. So after clicking on Manage Jenkins, I think the third one, Manage Plugin. Click on Manage Plugins. After clicking on Manage Plugin, you will get this screen. Click on Available and type Sonar Cube Scanner for Jenkins. This one. And click on Install without restarting button. Okay.
Ma'am, can you repeat that? मैं
Which
where
one?
to search? Install में search करना है
नहीं
कि
नहीं अवेलेबल में
Available, okay,
इंस्टॉल
ma'am.
हाँ बिकॉज मैंने पहले इंस्टॉल किया ना दैट्स व्हाई इट इज कमिंग अंडर द इंस्टॉल टैब यू क्लिक सर्च ऑन द अवेलेबल टैब सोनार क्यूब स्कैनर showing failed how come sonar cube scanner can you just again reinstall it it should or is there any update for Jenkins is there on your Jenkins dashboard manage Jenkins dashboard
Ma'am, it's showing checking the update on me.
it will start loading right yeah just check whether any updates is there for Jenkins or plugin if it is there then click on update and then later you can click on you can update the sonar cube scanner Yes, done. Upgrade is there. Okay, so Rupesh, do one thing. Upgrade your Jenkins, okay, and then later just simply install Sonar Cube Scanner for Jenkins. Okay, installing it. Yeah, Sonar Cube Scanner. Yes. Okay, so and one more thing. Suppose external will ask you also, please show me your Jenkins account. Since we'll be performing the practical exam through online, right? So he will ask you, please show me your Jenkins account. Show me which are the plugins that you have installed. So please make sure that the plugins which is already installed, no, it will be here in the install tab. Okay, the plugins that you want to install will be there in the available tab, and the plugins which are already installed, if you want to update it, will be there in the update tab. Okay, since Jenkins is not got two warnings, you can neglect the warning, it's okay. You can neglect the warning, just make sure you can update the Jenkins. Done.
Ma'am, for Sonar, we have to install without restart or download and install after
Right.
restart.
Install without restart.
And we have to take a screenshot for that.
After installing properly, just click on install button. You will see your Sonar Cube scanner, and then take a screenshot of it. So you can also go for install with restart. What will happen is install restart भी होगा आपका Jenkins, okay? You can do it, but it will take some more time as compared to install without restart. Why do you need .var file? It will open. I see. .var is a package file, right? You just simply click on upgrade button. It will update automatically. Yes, done. Sonar Cube scanner for Jenkins. We'll go to the last slide. Then are you getting this Sonar Cube scanner in install button? Yes. What about the other? What about the other students? Yes, you can type yes or no in the chat box.
Ma'am, it's installing.
It's installing. Okay. What about the other? Vinod, Shivam, Anurag, Nancy, Rupesh is doing. Uttam, installing. Okay. Installing, doing, installing. Shivam, what is there to set the path? It is done, right? Because without setting the path, Sonar Cube will not start. Okay, fine. Okay, okay. It's closing after pressing the key. So do you have Java 1.11 version? I think that you have installed in last lecture, right? So have you set that path Java path properly? Path also and Java home, that variable also, both things. The way you did for SonarQube and for Java. And one more thing, whenever you run the SonarQube, don't close that command prompt window. Okay? See, one of your friend is saying that higher version is not working. Only 1.11 is working. Okay, so we'll go to the next one. No, it will not working. Actually, on the internet, I saw it. They say that it is working, but now one of your friend is saying that it is not working for him. I think. Okay. So you can take a screenshot later also once it is installed. Now only last part is there. Go back to SonarQube dashboard. This one. Here, can you see? They're asking you to create project manually. Are you getting this option? Create a project manually.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Okay. So please click on it manually. Are you getting this screen? Create a project. Are you getting it? Create project. See, Shubham, what I told you, use backward slash. No, you have used forward slash in wrapper config. That's why accessibility is there. Use this one, this slash. This one only. Okay, so please simply put the project name. Now I have written some exercise asked for Python like this. You can use the same name or you can give any name. Just make sure there is no space, and if you want to give space, you can simply type underscore in it. You can use the same name or you can give any name, and after that click on setup button.
And we have to take a screenshot for that.
Take a screenshot of it, or you can take a screenshot for dashboard also. It simply shows that you have created a project with the name, so that in next practical will simply perform it. Yes, you have to take a screenshot. Done. So are you getting a dashboard with the name of your project? Yes. Okay, so please take a screenshot of that dashboard also. Right now it is empty, but in the next practical we'll add few more projects in it and try to explore it. Try to explore the dashboard. what is there, what is not there. If you see on the left hand side, the technical terms that we have learned, no, it's there in the dashboard. Yes, it's there, right? Okay, so this is your experiment number 7, where you have learned what is a Sonar Cube, what is SAST, and then how to install Sonar Cube, how to set the path of it, etc., etc. Okay, so was it good?